Alright, good evening, everyone. My name is Benjamin, and yeah, I'm sorry I missed another day. My schedule has been a little bit crazy, and I wound up actually not having time to record on Tuesday or yesterday. So, probably going to record something very late tomorrow, just because I have some stuff going on. So, yeah, we'll call it that. And, yeah, but I'm going to be putting this up today on Thursday. And I decided to take a look at Michigan's redistricting. Now, the way Michigan does it is they have a bipartisan process or an independent commission. I forget which one, but they basically are probably going to keep districts roughly where they are. Not necessarily protect incumbents, but because there's going to be one incumbent who will lose their district because Michigan is losing a congressional district. And yeah, so I've got the data set to the composite, and well, it's time to actually look at what the partisanship is because I actually don't know. I figure the first, second, sixth, third, fourth will be Republican. I'm not so sure about the rest of them, and actually the fourth might be much more competitive. Same with the third, actually. Second and I actually really don't know because I'm not 100% familiar with Michigan's political geography. Other than that, Detroit is very blue, and there's one or two swing counties in that area. Macomb, most famously, and that Grand Rapids is kind of more conservative. There's also some other stuff going on. Flint, pretty Democratic. This county up here, pretty Democratic. But yeah, whoa, that was actually unexpected. Especially with the 10th being so heavily Republican. That's, what is that, out of 13 districts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are Republican. Like I said, that is not what I expected nor what I anticipated. And I certainly did, yeah, wow. And that's on the composite. Now, let's take a look at some of the data sets. Under President 2016, okay, that's even more Republican. That's 9 of 13 districts that are red, for reference. Senator 2018, okay, that a bit of a shock because that was Stabenow beating John James by 5 or 6%. Attorney General in 2018, okay. I think that one also went blue, but I don't remember. Governor 2018, okay, a district actually flips. But to be fair, I believe it was Sandoval was the previous governor. He was unpopular. The previous Republican governor of Michigan was unpopular. Not as unpopular as I've heard that current governor Gretchen Whitmer is. There's also some weird stuff going on with the plot to kidnap her. There's some weird stuff that I've been reading. And I'm not going to say what to believe or what not to believe in the media regarding that trial coming up, simply because I can't 100% verify it, but it's not entirely an open and shut case for the FBI as you would think it would be. But yeah. The Dems only flip one district in this data set, which is surprising, and that's still, what is it, 7-6? I think that just goes to show how red the state is actually becoming, in that in order to get a map that shows just how competitive the state actually is, you have to you actually have to gerrymander it in favor of the Democrats in order to get a balanced map. What is that? That's still the same 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 8-5 map. And that's President 2020. Senator 2020 was actually a closer election than the presidential race. It's still 8-5. And like I said, the composite, let's look at the President 16. That's even crazier when you blend the two presidential elections. I'm going to be honest, though. I think that the composite is reasonable for Michigan, all things considered, because it's really definitely a state in transition. The only reason why Democrats are able to win the state is even though their votes are basically concentrated, and if I put up the person into the precincts and take it off of the districts, you can see they're concentrated in these very, very populous areas like Detroit and Dearborn, right? As well as Ann Arbor and Lansing, as well as Flint, and to a lesser extent these small cities up here, as well as in the Grand Rapids area and Kalamazoo over here, and to an extent Marquette up in the Upper Peninsula, which is, I actually think, the only Democratic county, Marquette County, in the Upper Peninsula, and whatever this town is. Those are really the only Democratic areas of Michigan. So geographically, it takes up, again, a very small bit, and not just a small bit, but it's so concentrated in Detroit and Dearborn and Ann Arbor that, well, it winds up allowing Republican areas to dominate the state. And, well, we can see this if we look at the one or two data sets. The most notable, I guess, would be the most read data set, I think, is President 2016. So we're going to go ahead and look at that. And you can see rural areas got much more red, including the not-so-urban areas of the 8th. And the urban areas got much more blue. And, of course, the suburbs as well. And then, if we zoom back out and show Governor 2018, which was the most Democratic data set, you can see state-level Democrats perform better in the rural areas and even into the suburbs as well, and it's just much less Republican. And again, there's some, well, specific not race-specific, but election-specific things that happen with this data set in this cycle. But it does go to show that the Republicans do have ground to pick up and make up in the upper Midwest, in the Rust Belt, and that's Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. They do have to, be careful not to lose too many suburban voters. But it is something that highlights that the GOP has ground to make up in these states. Anyway, that is going to end it for this video. If you like the content, likes, comments, subscriptions, they always do help, and I greatly appreciate them. Likes and comments, of course, they help the algorithm not hate me while I'm going through a kind of chaotic upload schedule. And subscriptions, I'd love to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So liking, commenting, sharing, all that stuff, that's fantastic, and I would truly, truly love that. So, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Thank you. and have a very lovely evening.